What's up, guys? Welcome to the TechCity podcast. Before we go on today's episode of the podcast, I'd like to read a message I got a while ago. It says, "Good day," with the person's full government name. Dash person with phone number 070XXX is acting dubious towards an overdue loan repayment. Until full repayment is made, he should not be trusted with any form of transaction. Thanks. Now, I'm not sure I know who this person is, but I have gotten a few similar messages like this about people that I actually know reporting to me that they are owing monies and that they are being dubious and they should not be trusted, and I should make sure that I reach out to them so they can make their repayments. It is a new season right here on the TechCity podcast.
You know how you would see a big celebrity endorsing a specific brand and you're just like, but he doesn't even use it.
Yeah. Augmented reality is that process wherein you overlay the real world scene with a digital information.
When the consequence of, any bad action is seen as having a mental illness, when you go to therapy, what does that say about you? Does that mean that you fall under the category of being bad?
Some companies, some businesses cannot function optimally if certain staff don't resume physically.
When a customer is owing and we send our messages right to the right contact.
Okay.
Yes, and then we copy that message and send to the person's contact.
My name is Clara Duruji, and
I'm taking out here.
And on the podcast today, we are talking about loan apps and just how crazy they get and exactly what inspires people to go secure loans from them and what happens throughout that process of acquiring or applying for a loan and repayment and everything in between. Now, to have that conversation with us is someone who's worked for a loan app in the past. Yes, we had to be safe enough to make sure she was completely out of their office and out of her contract with them before she got on the podcast to avoid stories that touch. Please make welcome to the podcast, Clara Sage.
Hi.
How do you do?
Thank you so much.
This topic definitely it amuses you, doesn't it?
It does, actually, yes.
Because of your history.
Yes.
But before we go to that, tell us a bit about yourself and what you do at the moment.
Okay, my name is Clara Sage, and I'm a cook.
Okay.
Yeah, my brand name is Clara's Delta Kitchen.
You'll pay for that.
Okay, well, at the moment, I'm still into sales.
Okay.
I just got a job with another loan company, but not with the kind of loan company I was. This one is way better, way different, and this one is out to impact the lives of Nigerians and not put them into debt.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are coming there.
So good.
So let us talk about your previous job. How did you get that job as a loan app representative?
Okay, that's a long story. Apparently, I didn't have a job at then, and I really wanted to get my hands on just anything. We had bills to pay and all of that, so I needed something to be doing. And at the long run, a friend sent me the vacancy for that particular job role, and I had no idea about what it entailed. I just applied, and I went for the interview. We were so much that came for the interview that day, and apparently they took everybody.
Oh.
They employed everyone.
Everyone, and still it was not done on me what I was into.
Wow.
So we had a training for I think about 3 days.
Okay. How was the training? What was the training about?
Basically how to talk to your customers, but then the department I worked in did not give me the access to speak with customers anyhow.
Okay.
So the department I worked in was just to cajole customers to come and assess our cash loan. But we have department where when the customer defaults, we have special people for them.
We're coming there. We're coming there.
So we did the training, and I was given my laptop to I started working.
Okay.
And the whole experience, it was not a funny one. It got to me personally when I speak with customers and they'll be like, Clara, I will pay. at the moment I have my mom in the hospital. Some will tell me, my father just died. I will pay. Can you just help me speak with? And I cannot speak with anybody on anybody's behalf. I'm just doing my job. I'm on my desk, but I get people begging me when I call them, and I at some point I tried separating my emotions from my job. I needed to focus, but these are Nigerians. We are one, but I don't know, but it is what it is actually.
It is what it is.
So, speaking about people going for loans, collecting loans from loan apps and all, what would you advise to for someone that wants to get a loan? What does person need to look out for to actually approach the best loan app?
Okay. Well, while I was working with my previous workplace, I usually tell my friends not to. When they come to me and they'll be like, Clara, because before you can access our cash loan from my previous place of work, you need to access our phone loan. We sell phones, so you can walk into any big stall where they sell phones, laptops, and all of that. We have our agents.
Okay.
So you walk into and you pay a certain amount, and then the company I worked with will complete the payment. And then you start paying from your own end, small by small. You get. And now when I had friends that would come to me and be like, Clara, I want to access phone, or I want to access cash loan, and then I'll say, Benny, I would advise you that you save up and get whatever you want to get. If you're talking about accessing our phone, please go and save up, because if you're getting a phone of, let's assume the phone is 150,000 naira, what you'll be paying back is ridiculous. The interest is should I use the word mad? The interest is crazy, and you would think that you are paying small, but at the end of the day, when you calculate, because we have our tenure plan, we have 3 months tenure plan, we have 4 months tenure plan, and then 6 months tenure plan. But on the app, they will tell you that you can pay over a year, but it's a lie. It's not like that. The highest on the application is 6 months, and then when you calculate the tenure plan for 6 months, it is crazy what you are paying back. But some people, out of being desperate, they want a phone by all costs. They go ahead, sign up for what they like. It's a blind thing. They sign up for it, and at the end of the day, they start paying igbese. Let me use that word. They start paying up debt that is choking them.
So I mean, so your company is the one that sort of puts that in their description, I guess.
Yes.
Well, how about, do you have an idea of what other companies sort of state? Because I think some of these things are what inform people on the loan app to approach to loan money from.
I said I was not going to call out names.
No, don't call names. You can just tell us what they state.
Okay. Yeah. When you go on the app and you want to access either their phone loan or their cash loan, when you open the application, you proceed to another page. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you proceed to another page. You try to verify, is the information on the first page same as what you are seeing on the second page, or same as what is at the last stage? Because now, the company I worked with before, they'll tell you on the first page, our interest rate is as low as 4%. And then you proceed. On the second page, you'll be seeing something else.
No consistency.
Yes. And then when you finalize, what you'll be seeing there is 12% at the end of the day. So I would encourage, Nigerians don't read. That's the challenge we are having. Read every information, first page, second page, until you get to the final stage. I have had to speak with very intelligent customers, and they'll be like, Clara, so what are you trying to say? Oh yeah, calculate this interest rate for me. And then from my end, I don't calculate interest rates for customers. I will tell you, when you go on the app, you see the breakdown. But I have smart customers. They'll say, no, let's do it together. Let's calculate. And when a customer tell me, let's calculate, I jackpot. I jackpot from it. Because I know where you are heading to. But when I tell you that, when you go on the application, it has been broken down for you to understand. And you go on your own, you apply. I'm sorry.
So you talked about how when you got the job as a loan app rep, you went on a 3-day training. What was this training about? And then you were also given a laptop. What were the things that you sort of needed to know? How did they onboard you on in the company?
Okay, the training basically was for me to know how to market the product.
Okay.
Know the product. Know how to talk to customers. That was my department.
Okay.
So know what the product knowledge is about, and know the exact word to say to your customers to convince them to access the cash loan. Because not everybody needs the loan. A lot of Nigerians are okay. A lot of Nigerians are not okay as well. So not everybody would be in need of the cash loan. But irrespective, they want us to buy every customer over. Every customer you talk to is a prospective client. So they want you to convince them, buy them over. And then after the training, an older colleague, I got to sit down with an older colleague, listen to what the older colleague was saying on the call. And I think on the third day or on the fourth day thereabout, I started making my own calls. I made a lot of errors as well, but then we move on.
We move.
Yes.
Well, I'm very, very curious to know how the debt collectors were trained. Do you have any idea? Those people that
true, because you're not a debt collector. Your own is marketing.
Yes.
So yeah.
Okay, I wasn't a debt collector, but I have a broad knowledge on that. Okay, so it all happened that there was a day. Our office was looking choked up because we work in a very big building, but the number of people that work in our office is plenty. So they had to tell some people to work from home.
Right.
And then they brought in, because those people that collect debt, they are called collectors. Yeah. So they brought in collectors from their departments into my department.
Right.
So to share building with us. So I was talking and they were on the other end making their own calls. And I was distracted. I had to quickly wrap up my call so
what is going on?
Like I felt like when this guy betrayed Jesus in the Bible, Judas Iscariot. That was how I felt. Like, look at the people I'm convincing to come and collect money. So this is what people are telling them when they default. Wow. And sometimes this defaulting is not entirely their fault. Right. Most times, 80% of the time, the app has issues. Most times.
What kind of issues?
Customers will go on the app, they want to make their payment and they are stopped. Is that network issue? Or I don't know, but most times it's network issue. They have money in their account, they won't auto debit them, and their interest rate is increasing. Yeah. It is counting. And then these customers, they'll be like, Clara, what's up? I'm unable to make payments, and this thing is every day they're adding money. Tell your people to remove this money from my account. It is in my account. People should stop this. And then back to your question, and then I overheard them, and it did not shock just me. Every one of us that were from my department.
The good side.
We got the good side actually. Thank you very much for that. We got frozen, and then they were like, Now me talk say me you borrow money there. So you not gonna pay back what you they owe. Honestly, if I could just pack my bags and say, okay, I'm done for work. No, I'm done working for today. I would just do that.
So is it the company that tells them to speak in that manner?
They have their script for that.
Wow.
They have it is on the script.
So course. Yes,
courses. And some of these people, they had their own to it. The one on the script is already bad. They will, because they're
not being paid well too.
They will not add that one.
They will not make it look worse. You get it? So they make it all look horrible, and from my end I'll be like, oh my gosh, what's all this?
And you have to convince another person to
call.
So how do you get the people that you call to talk to access the loan?
Yeah.
How do you get their numbers? How do you How do you, yeah.
Their numbers are already on our system.
Okay.
The thing is, for every time a client buys phone from my excess company, when they get phone, your data is already with us. So when you buy phone from us, you register your name, your BVN, all of that. So that is where we collected your data from. So those are the phone store sends your data to us, yes. And so the information, they are already collected. So even if you have accessed our cash loan before, we'll call you again. Your data will still be there. They don't delete it. I've had customers, they'll be like, Clara, please, let this be the first and last time you call my number. Tell your company, is it by force? Delete my number, delete my worst.
So you don't call people just from the blue. It is people whose data you have that you reach out to.
Their data is already on my system. So when I call the first person, most times when I call, they hang up. And I'm happy from my end.
You leave it to the bad side.
Peace of mind.
So
okay.
No.
Okay. So and there was a day I had to deal with a customer. She's elderly. I called her and she was raining curses on me in Yoruba.
Hi.
And me, I don't understand Yoruba. So I had to cut the call and call again, and then I was speaking English. So she said, my daughter, I thought you were I thought you were a scam.
Yeah.
Because when we call, the client receiving our call, our name on the phone is scammer.
Oh.
That is what
Truecaller
brings it up as scammer. So
wow.
So speaking about the debt collectors and all, do you have any idea about the risk management system, how your company collects the loan? Because there are some people that you call and they will just end the call, like you said, or they will just act like nothing is going on.
And they are owing money.
You understand? They are owing a lot of money. Do you know how the company retrieves that kind of amount?
Because it's a risk for them.
Yes.
It's a loss as well.
Yes, actually. Okay. You see, that is where different people will start receiving text messages. You already registered your data with us. So now, recovering their money is not our money.
No money at all. You're out.
All right, so that is where you see they start sending random text messages to all of the person's contacts. And again, I used to tell people, you can't owe these people because they have your BVN.
Yeah.
You can't, it is looking like you are owing debt, but in reality, you can't hold them because if you have money in your account, they will auto debit it. And for every account that, we have just one BVN and it's linked to all of your bank accounts. So if you credit any of those accounts, they will auto debit it. That's what my former company does actually. They auto debit. Even though I get to speak with customers who will tell me I don't like when your company auto debits me, and then I also have customers that will say please auto debit me. Have them like that. So yeah, and when they send random messages, either that or when you have money in your account, they auto debit. Patience is the key in this life.
Yeah.
So they will wait.
They will wait. So what is the typical process of applying for a loan on those loan apps? How does it go typically? So somebody, for instance, gets a call from you. And they're like, oh, actually, I need urgent 50K or whatever. Okay. What is the process?
Okay. Initially, it was easier to access their cash loan. I should stop saying how I'm not there again. So it was much easier back then, but apparently they had to introduce a lot of what's the word now?
Checks.
Yes, checks. So because we had loopholes, so now you will need to assess their phone loan first. You cannot access their cash loan if you have not accessed their phone loan. So I think apparently other loan application should have similar things. So I don't know if they are not selling phone, there should be another thing that they are doing that will enable a customer or a potential customer to be able to access their cash loan. You don't just wake up in the morning and say, I bless, I go need 50K today, and just you say, okay, you want to go and apply. It does not work like that. There's a process. So if you have applied for their phone loan and you are using their phone, that you're already using their product, then you are eligible to have access to their cash loan. So just for you to download the app, if you still have the app on your phone, and fill in your details, you log in, you fill in all, and this loan people, the one I worked with, you feel so many things on top, maybe on top 5K that you want to collect. You feel plenty things. And then I have customers that will be like, what's all this? What's all the form for? On top how much? So
It's a business now, and they don't want to run at a loss. So
yeah.
they need
There are some companies that usually say get 50,000 in 5 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Urgently, immediately just apply. You're getting it immediately
Yeah,
without getting maybe
Going
a
like a
phone
phone
loan
loan,
or
yeah.
something.
Yeah, I think there are apps like that.
Okay.
But the one I worked with,
yeah.
protocol is the key.
Yeah.
But I think I've also heard of some loan companies that, while they might promise that one cannot borrow a high amount immediately. So for some, if you are starting out with them, even though they will promise in their communications, get a 50K loan in
You
5
have to
minutes,
start with-
you will start maybe like 10K.
More like leading you
Yes, you've done 10K, they've given you, you returned it. The next one you can,
Yeah.
so they sort of, the net gets wider each time you repay the loan.
Even the company I worked with, we will tell our customers that you can have our cash loan as high as 300K. But in real life, what they can offer you is 100K. They don't offer more than 100K. But when you go on the application, it is there. Get cash loan up to 300K on the app. I think that's deceit actually. And then when a customer borrows that 100K, we call them to tell them that when you pay back almost immediately, like when you pay back in time, you have an increment in your credit limit. On a bobo, it's a lie.
So there are some individuals, like when they collect the loan and they are unable to pay, like you just said, they send SMSs, they send messages harassing the person and embarrassing, because the person that you're actually contacting, because from the tech point, when you download an application, they will ask questions like access contact list, access pictures, and things like that. So I have a good guess that that's how to get the contact. And they start sending embarrassing messages saying this person is not trustworthy. Please, are you going to tell me who to trust? Say this person is not trustworthy and this person is a thief, whereas you're not a thief. You understand? Is that even legal?
Apparently it is not. It is not. But when a customer defaults, like I said before, it is what it is.
Yeah, we
so
overlook
it is not legal. That brings me to someone close to me sent me this info, and I'll just read it out. Okay. Now it was an embarrassing message to someone close to me, someone very, very close to me. Now
who loaned money?
Who loaned money actually and defaulted, had not paid back. Now the message says that this is to inform the general public that XYZ with phone number XYZ has tested positive to HIV/AIDS.
Wow.
They go the extra mile. And escaped from the healthcare facility with the mindset of infecting the public with HIV. Now they said, kindly avoid her and contact the nearest police station or healthcare center so that she can be apprehended and taken back to the healthcare center.
Well, it's because she borrowed money.
Public Health Nigeria, HIV/AIDS Department, Abuja. It might not even be up to 5K. Like this is where my annoyance is coming in. It might not be up to 5K. It might also be like the person has been trying to pay, but the app is having issues.
Yeah. Oh, yes, somebody has a HIV and AIDS. This is destructive. Honestly, to the person's entire
image. Like who does this?
No, I think you can actually sue for that.
You can.
But the thing about Nigeria,
you don't have 5K to pay back.
One thing I always say is that something like this, you can't try it in advanced countries.
Sure.
One thing I would say is that many Nigerians are illiterate and they are ignorant.
That's the word, actually. Yes.
Because you literally do not, many of them don't know their rights. You understand? Something is going on, and they're harassing you and all
This
that.
is
And
way
you
beyond
just say,
harassment.
I want to leave it. I want to leave it for
It's
God.
defamation of character.
Almost
Yeah.
character.
Complete defamation of
You want
character.
to leave it to God. Anything can happen. You understand? Just because of 2K. So yeah, it's. I
So
think
in your
it's
experience with
possible.
these kinds of messages, and of course having worked with a loan app, does this collection model work? When they start threatening people and they start sending all of these messages, does it work? Do they get their money back? What's the rate of repayments?
People repaying back. Okay, this model actually works for them.
Wow, color me surprised.
It works for them. I even saw another app. I was just scrolling on Facebook at a time, and I saw not my company, another one. I saw somebody's picture, and then they put RIP, gone too soon.
Wow.
The
Graphic designers.
person, and then they now wrote, we regret to announce the sudden death of XYZ, who survived by Kinikon and live from this till this date.
We condole.
We condole with the family, and they will send out pictures to the person's contact. This one is HIV and AIDS.
That one
is RIP. No, imagine me receiving. If I had received RIP instead of HIV and AIDS, I would have fainted, because this person is close to me.
Yeah.
But because I received this as HIV, when I opened the message and then I read through, I laughed. I said, I don't know, I loan app people.
Yeah.
No, but if it was HIV, I'm sorry, if it was RIP they sent to me instead of this HIV, I won't think first that it is a loan app. My mind, I won't even get to that point. I will just start crying, and then start causing unnecessary, start calling people, for what?
You don't even call the person because they already said RIP.
Yes, you won't even call the person. Then you start calling others.
Do you think they act this way because they feel like they're in demand? Because I actually read a report that ever since the pandemic, you understand, when the pandemic came, people were actually in debt, so people were trying to survive.
Yes.
You understand? And that lo and behold, loan companies, voila. You understand? Do you think they act like that because they feel like they're in demand and they are still in demand?
Apparently, yes. And I would say that they are taking advantage of people. Yes, they are actually. You take advantage of people. Is it ignorance now? You take advantage of their being in need. You take advantage of everything. You just feel like you are in demand. You are the one that, people need money, people need you, and then you put one ridiculous interest rate there. People cannot pay back, and I don't know what is supposed to be the aim and the goal of having to help people, to give them loan. If you want to help me, help me. If you don't want to help me, fashi, that kind of thing. Yeah.
So I know that we've talked about like all of the negatives, how ridiculous these guys can be, the interest rates, the cutthroat measures they also take in getting their, the monies paid back. But are there any good sides to loan apps when you look at it critically?
Okay. Actually, yes.
Okay.
There are a lot of good side. When you fall into the hands of a good loan company, you would be happy. But when you fall into the hands of those that they will tell you our interest is as low as 2%, 4%, and then at the end of the day, you are now borrowing money to pay back what you borrow. That one is a no. Now I got employed in another loan company, but this is a microfinance bank.
Okay.
At the moment, and what they offer is not more than 200K, and you can pay for over a year with 4% interest. Imagine you having to access 200K loan and you're paying back 208,000. That's like I have not seen that deal in my entire life. Where I was working before, if a customer accessed 100,000 naira, this person will be paying back 150,000 naira. On a 100K loan, you're paying like 150K back, or 140 something K back. So that's not business. You are ruining your own life. But because they broke it down 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, when the customer did not read all of the terms and conditions, the person think that okay, this is a good deal, not knowing that it's a trap. But then when you are able to, if you're able to assess, like when I speak with customers, then they will tell me GT Bank gives me 2% as, but then my script, there are words I would use to tell you that my own is better.
Yeah.
I follow my script very well. So, but then if they can, if people can, read terms and conditions before even Bible gonna has terms and conditions. So
how much more a loan app? But I think that even more, perhaps, the fact that, I mean, they are very, very soft loans, right?
Yeah.
People need those monies like immediately for one thing or the other. I was having a chat with a friend of mine one time ago, and she's used these loan apps, and she said she needed, I think it was someone she knew, just needed money for her children, to eat or something, and she quickly went on the app and borrowed, I think she said 10K or 15K or so. And her husband found out. He was really upset about it.
Yeah.
And he gave her the money to repay it. But I think that maybe when God forbid that anybody needs that kind of money urgently. But I think for some people, the fact that they need it in the moment and they're able to get it may just be, an okay reason.
Yes, actually. But that also boils down to when customers or potential customers, they know the right application to
access
work with,
these
to
apps,
access
these
apps.
loans from.
So I've met people in this life,
Okay.
where this individual will say, okay, I want to collect 50K loan. My salary is probably 60K. You understand? Okay, after collecting this 50K loan, beginning of the month, 1st of November, I collect 50K. My salary is 60K. End of November, I collect my salary 60K.
Okay.
I pay the loan. It means I'm done
You're
for.
broke.
Then the next month, I want to collect another salary. I want to collect
And
another
that
loan.
loan.
So I think it's becoming somewhat of an addiction, like digital addiction. What do
Almost
you have
like
to say
betting.
to people like that? Because it's getting too much.
Okay, I want to sing a song.
Ladies and gentlemen, musician Clara.
Okay, and I will be content in every circumstance.
Yo! Contentment.
Yes, it is key, actually. You have to... you don't live your life on loans. Like, that is a very, very bad addiction. And maybe we'll call Mountain of Fire pastor to come and do deliverance. No, but wait, no. You can't live your life based on loans. When a person is addicted to loans, that's like a bad debt. That's a very bad one. And for such a person to come out, it will take God giving the person a better job. Actually, a better job.
No, I even think the better job increase the money that
the
you
money
collect.
is collected.
Because actually, it's a thing. Some people are actually addicted to it, where it's like they're living from loan to loan.
Whoa.
Maybe their expenses, they have this kind of crazy expenses.
And they're living,
They're
maybe they have a
large.
lifestyle
They're
that
living-
is-
That
that's
they
not,
can't live up to.
does not tally with their salary.
There's a pidgin proverb that says, cut your material according to your coat. Or cut your coat according to your material. It's the material that you have that you give to tailor to sew clothes for you. You don't hang your clothes on a wire that is taller than you, right?
Yeah.
You have to cut down your expenses. It's not a fake life. You be yourself, live the normal life. Even if you take that urgent 2K or 5K from your friend, it is better than going to that loan app, because you pay back that money to your friend. I think I prefer that than going to loan apps and damage your name or damage your image.
Reputation.
Yes,
So what would your
reputation.
advice be to somebody who is owing? Like maybe you are owing a lot of money to a loan app. Maybe you have been able to collect money from a loan app that gives you like 300K or $500,000. And maybe right now they don't even have money. Loan app has sent embarrassing message to all their family members, and they are still, maybe they sent RIP, maybe they've sent HIV/AIDS, and they are still in that debt, and they don't have, any inflow of money that they can use to offset that bill. What would your advice be to them? And how do you think the loan apps can how can they sort of work with people around that? Maybe if they're not normal defaulters.
I'll press Psalm 23 for them first.
I was expecting the expression on her
First in Gyra, and then now it's like
I
the
saw
Lord is your shepherd.
the pity
I
on
have
her
nothing else to
face.
say. It's like,
Whoa,
I saw the
Whoa. Like,
it's a tough one, right?
I don't even know what to say right now, but that's a tough one. Whoa. Which kind of advice am I going to give now? Apparently, I don't even know what to say, to be very, very, very honest. But then, when somebody's already owing,
I mean, the debt don't reach
the
yet.
debt is...
And you don't have any means
I
of
don't have
income to
any
pay.
means. How do I advise you? Wait, talk to me. How do I advise you? Well, okay, if they can get family members that they can solicit help from, but then if I'm your family member, don't come and meet me. I not send you message.
First of all, I don't think they even tell you that they collected loan from.
They
just say just need money.
Even
Yeah,
this
I really
person
need
that
money.
they send this HIV kidney till today is still denying that she did not collect money from loan app. But me, I know because I've worked there before. This is how they construct their messages. So
Wait, is it not possible for them to get contact, because they've gotten a lot of contact from people that collected loan? So is it possible for them to use some of those contacts to, I don't know, maybe by mistake harass other people? I don't know. Is it possible that something like that can happen? Because now the person is saying she did not collect the loan.
Yeah.
What if
She did not.
she did not collect the loan? What if she was just a victim of another victim?
Oh, no, I don't think that is possible, because when a customer is owing and we send our messages right to the right contact,
Okay.
yes, and then we copy that message and send to the person's contact. So, the details is already on the system. This is the customer that is owing. This is the client that we want to get our money from. This message is sent to that client, and then they copy that message and send to the person's contact.
Yeah.
So the person even gets it themselves.
Yes. So
Imagine seeing your own RIP flag.
yes,
You are in
yes,
their
like
copies.
you just wake up in the morning and then you
CC'd.
see, like, what's this?
Podcast message.
And the highest that they can do is go to the company
Yeah.
themselves. That reminds me of, there was a day I closed from work. I was out of the building going to take Napep, and a random guy just stopped me on the way, and I was still in my building premises. And then the guy said, "I'm sorry, please, I'm looking for XYZ," called my company's name. I said, please ask the security, please ask around.
Because okay, the buildings don't have. You don't know that
there's no signposts. There's nothing to communicate that this is where we are. So, but I think customers have traced that this is the environment, but they don't know which building exact. Yes. So now when the guy came to me, I said, "This one, I'll jackpot and leave you."
Yikes.
And that wasn't the first time. So many times when I close and then I'm going home, they was just stop me. Please, I'm looking for this company's building. And then I'll be like, okay, can you just speak with this security guy?
And then you disappear.
Because you don't even know their intentions to begin with.
I don't know. And these customers, they are angry.
Yeah.
We have so many angry customers, and you don't blame them.
Yeah.
Now we call them to come and collect money.
Basically, wow. Well, that's about all we can take on the podcast today. It's been very insightful. I think the conclusion of the matter is don't just use a loan app.
Don't. And if you must, it has to be the one that will not choke you. It has to be like the one I just got employed.
We're not going to advertise them. But thank you, Clara, for coming on the podcast.
You've
provided a lot of insight, and we're sure that everyone who's listened to us has also gotten a glimpse into just, I guess, a day in the life of someone who works in a loan app. It's not easy for you either. It's
We're talking from morning to night, the same script,
Wow.
the same lines.
It affects mental health
so
in any
boring.
way.
It did. So many times I got sick. So many times.
Thank you for watching. Please let us know what your thoughts are in the comments and wherever you are listening to this from. If you're listening on audio, please leave us a comment on our social media platforms, all at TechCityNG. Well, that's on Twitter. On Instagram, it's at TechCityHQ. Also, subscribe to our podcast wherever you are watching or listening from. I am Belarus Okoje Duruji.
Take it out, yeah.
Thank you again to Clara Sage for coming on the podcast.
Too.
See you guys next time.
Peace.